Bakit kayo nagtatalo? Kumikita naman ang business ninyo pero bakit parang ang daming away? Alam mo anak, I see this all the time. Couples who started the business together with so much love and excitement. Tapos, after a few years, parang ang daming tension na. Parang pag ang pera ang pinag-usapan, nag-aaway na kayo. Pag business decisions, iba ang gusto niya, iba naman ang gusto mo at parang ang hirap na mag-usap ng maayos. Here is what breaks my heart, anak. I've seen relationships destroyed because of business conflicts. Hindi dahil sa wala ng pagmamahal, hindi dahil sa may iba na, but because the business created so much tension na hindi na nila kinaya. And the sad part, most of these conflicts are preventable. They happen because walang malinaw na agreements from the start. They happen because hindi pinag-uusapan ang mga roles, responsibilities, and expectations. Nag-assume lang na okay lang yan, mahal naman namin ang isa't isa. Pero love is not enough to run a business together. Kailangan natin ng systems, kailangan natin ng clarity, boundaries. Kaya bakit nga ba kayo laging nag-aaway? Is it really about the money or is it something deeper? At paano nga ba kayo mag-uusap kung hindi laging nagiging away? After several decades in business and working with so many couples, I've seen the same patterns over and over. Kaya today, let me share with you 5 common reasons why couples fight in business and what those fights are really about. This is to help you understand ano yung talagang nangyayari para hindi na kayo mag-aksaya ng energy sa mali na bagay. Kaya pag-usapan na natin yan ha. Reason 1. Hindi patas ang effort. Sino ba talaga ang nagtatrabaho? Maybe you can relate with this couple. Tawagin na lang natin silang si Brian at si Anna. Meron silang hardware store at together ever since Brian came back to the Philippines for good as an OFW in the Middle East. When he started, they agreed to run it as partners. Equal ownership, equal say, equal everything. Pero over time, nag-develop ang isang pattern. Si Brian was at the store every single day. Siya yung nagbubukas sa umaga, siya yung nakikipag-deal sa suppliers, siya yung nagmamanage ng staff, at siya rin ang humaharap sa mga customer complaints. At the end of the day, siya rin ang nagsasara. And as for Anna, she worked from home. She managed the books. Yes, she did the accounting, but she was only at the store maybe 2 times a week. And because of this, Brian started feeling resentful. When Anna found out about it, she felt defensive. Kaya pinag-aawayan nila yan constantly. And soon, Brian could not control his frustrations anymore. Sabi niya, unfair ito. Ako yung nasa front line pero equal pa rin tayo. Naturally, Anna was hurt. She thought her work was valued. Pero kay Brian, presence pala ang mas importante. Anak, here is what's happening. Magkaiba ang definition nila ng effort. For Brian, effort meant physical presence, frontline stress, daily operations. Pero para kay Anna, effort meant behind the scenes work, financial management, long-term planning. Pareho namang valid, pareho namang kailangan, pero walang malinaw na agreement kung paano masusukatan ang contribution nilang dalawa. Kaya makes sense, di ba? Anak, eto yung lesson eh. Define what equal effort means for both of you. Pag-usapan na ninyo yan habang maaga pa, habang hindi pa kayo nag-aaway, so that everything is clear and also to be able to avoid resentment. Reason 2, iba ang priorities. Gusto mong mag-grow, pero ang gusto niya just to stay safe. Let me tell you about Eric and Camille. They run a laundry services business for many years na. At ang clients nila ay ang mga hotels, condos, tsaka clinics. Maganda ang takbo ng negosyo, profitable, stable. Pero si Eric wanted to expand. Kaya na nating magdagdag ng branch. We can handle more clients. Let's grow. Pero si Camille, ayaw niya. So Eric felt disappointed. Bakit ba lagi kang natatakot? We will never grow kung ganyan ka mag-isip. And because of this, Camille felt attacked. Hindi ako takot. I'm just being smart. Baka malugi tayo pag nag-expand tayo. And this argument happened again and again. Every business decision became a fight. Until one day, they decided to come to ask me for help. Kaya long story short, umupo sila at talagang nag-usap. Hindi na sila nag-argue, nakikinig lang silang pareho. At inadmit naman ni Eric, I feel trapped kasi Mami N when we don't grow. Parang stuck tayo. Si Camille naman, sabi niya, ako naman I feel scared when we take big risks. Natatakot akong mawala yung mga pinaghirapan natin ng maraming taon. And doon nila na-realize na it is not about kung sino yung tama or sino yung mali. It was about different risk appetites. Si Eric was a growth-oriented person. Buhay na buhay siya kapag nag-e-expand yung kanyang negosyo dahil ang dami niyang opportunities na nakikita everywhere. Si Camille naman was a stability-oriented person. She felt secured when things were predictable. Ang dami niyang nakikitang risk everywhere. Kaya pareho silang tama at wala sa kanilang mali, anak. Pero without understanding na ito pala, may difference pala silang dalawa, bawat isang decision ay nagiging gera. So, the lesson here is this. You are not fighting about the decision. You are fighting about your different approaches to risk and sa growth. Kaya, just name it, acknowledge it, and then find a middle ground that respects both. Reason 3. Sino ang boss? Pareho kayong gustong mag-decide? Katulad ba kayo nila Anthony at ni Grace? Na 6 na taon na yung kanilang negosyo na food catering business, meron silang mga corporate contracts at event bookings. Good ang reputation, loyal ang clients, pero meron silang recurring problem. Hindi sila nag-a-agree sa mga major decisions nila. Grace wanted to invest in better equipment pero ayaw ni Anthony. Dahil naniniwala siya na sobra ang mahal ng mga ito. Anthony wanted to hire a new chef instead. Si Grace naman ayaw na pumayag. Hindi pa daw nila kailangan ng chef. Kaya every decision ay naging standoff. Walang umuusad kasi walang may final say. Kaya dumating yung oras na yung isang malaking client gustong magpa-cater ng isang malaking corporate na event. Siyempre, big opportunity yon. High profile at a great exposure for their business. But the client needed an answer within 24 hours. But by the time they agreed, the client had already chosen another caterer. So, they lost the deal dahil they could not decide fast enough. So, anak, ito yung nangyari. Walang clear decision-making structure. Sa mind nila, being equal partners mean that they should decide everything together. Kaya lang, nakaka-slow down yan, di ba? Nakaka-create yan ng paralysis. So, after that lost opportunity, they finally set clear roles. Si Grace ang nag-handle ng sales at client relationships. Si Anthony naman handles operations and finances. Kaya within their areas, they have the final say. And for major decisions affecting both areas, they discuss first. But if they cannot agree, they use a tiebreaker system, alternating final say per quarter. Kaya what this teaches us is that equal partnership does not mean deciding everything together. It means clear ang mga roles, clear ang mga authorities, and clear processes kung hindi sila nag-a-agree. Reason number 4, hindi hiwalay ang negosyo at ang personal. Puro business na lang ba ang pinag-uusapan ninyo? Maybe you can relate with Joshua and Eliza, who own an aircon installation, maintenance, and repair business. They both serve residential at saka commercial clients, and yung negosyo nila was really growing steadily. Pero ito yung nangyari. Bawat conversation nila ay tungkol sa negosyo. During breakfast, unpaid invoices ang pinag-uusapan. Dinner, they discussed staff problems. Before bed, they reviewed tomorrow's schedule. Kahit na yung kanilang weekends, puro negosyo rin. And si Eliza started feeling exhausted. Parang wala na tayong personal time. Parang business partners na lang tayo at hindi mag-asawa. Pero si Joshua, hindi man lang niya napansin. Para sa kanya, talking about business meant that they were building something together. And para sa kanya, bonding yon. Pero si Eliza, iba yung kanyang nararamdaman. Namimiss niya na yung talking about other things. She missed Joshua as her husband, not just her business partner. Until one day, Eliza broke down. Nakakapagod na, parang work na lang tayo 24/7. Yung kanyang mga pananalita, yung words niya struck Joshua. Hindi na-realize ni Joshua na ganun na pala ang effect sa kanya. And so they decided to create boundaries. Wala nang business talk after 7 p.m. Sunday mornings were for them and no work discussions. Date nights were also business-free zone. Siyempre, hindi naging madali because nasanay na sila eh. They kept sleeping, pero slowly, they rebuilt their personal connections. Anak, ang lesson, your marriage is not the business. The business is supposed to support your marriage, not replace it. If you don't protect your personal relationship, the business will eat it alive. Reason 5. Walang honest conversations about money. Takot ba kayong pag-usapan ng pera? Let me share about Adrian and Nicole na merong printing, tarpaulin, and signage business na 10 years old na. Marami silang clients, consistent income. Pero alam mo ba, they had this silent problem. Hindi sila nag-uusap ng maayos tungkol sa pera. Ganito din ba kayo? Adrian thought Nicole was spending too much on personal expenses. Si Nicole naman, akala niya si Adrian was just being kuripot, but neither said anything directly. Instead, nagpaparinigan lang sila. Over time, tension started to build up. Both of them lost their temper. Adrian accused Nicole of not caring about their savings and Nicole naman accused Adrian of being controlling. Na-realize nila that they had completely different beliefs about money. You see, Adrian grew up poor. For him, savings meant security. Spending felt dangerous. Pero para kay Nicole na nag-grow up ng comfortable life, para sa kanya, spending meant enjoying the fruits of their labor. And saving too much felt like punishment na. Wala naman sa kanilang mali, pero hindi lang nila talaga pinag-usapan yung kanilang mga malalalim na beliefs. So they started having honest money conversations. Not about budgets and receipts, though importante rin yun, but about what money meant to each one of them. Anong mga fears meron sila pagdating sa pera? Ano yung mga dreams na meron sila? At nung naintindihan na nila ang isa't isa at yung kanilang money mindsets, they could create a system that worked for both. A system that balanced security and enjoyment. Kaya, ang lesson, most money fights hindi naman talaga about money itself. They are about what money represents sa bawat isa sa kanila. Kaya, if you don't talk about those deeper beliefs, you will keep fighting over the surface issues. So, anak, fighting with your business partner, especially when that partner is your significant other, is one of the most exhausting and painful things that you can experience because you cannot escape. You live together, you work together, and there is no separation. Pero eto yung natutunan ko after decades in business and working with many couples. Most fights are not even about what you think they are about. Most fights are not even about what you think. They're about feeling valued, trust, connection, and deeper dreams, not money, time, or control. When you understand what you are really fighting about, you can stop wasting energy on surface arguments and you can start addressing the real issue. So, anak, ito yung challenge ko this week for you. Pick one of these 5 areas. Sit down with your partner. Hindi para mag-argue, hindi para mag-defend, just to listen and to understand. Try to ask, do you feel appreciated for what you do? When we make decisions, ano yung nakaka-worry sa iyo the most? How can we make choices faster while still staying respectful? Do you feel connected as a couple, not just business partners? What is money for you while you were growing up? You won't get it perfect in one conversation, anak. Pero understanding each one is where peace can begin. Kaya protect both your business at saka ang iyong marriage because they can thrive together. Pwede naman niyang ipagsabay. So which of these questions speaks to you the most? What has been on your mind lately? Remember, let's be business-minded, Pinoy.